Hey everyone, how you doing today? We have some things to talk about, Final Cut in the world of Final Cut Pro. Let me just check one thing real quick. I just wanted to double check and make sure that the audio was coming through, and it was indeed. It's coming through fine. Sounds good on my end anyway. How's everybody doing? Over here in the U.S., I'm on the east coast of the U.S., we are in the middle of summer. We've been, is it 90 degrees? 84 degrees right now. But it's been 90 degrees on several occasions, so the weather's been really, really nice. I had some yard work done around Final Cut Pro Radio HQ. Recently, we had some large oak trees taken down, so that was fun. Of course, I filmed it, which I film everything. I film everything all the time. So, what have you been up to? That's the question. What have you been up to? So today, let me just say a couple of things. Number one is Future Media Concepts is going to be on Final Cut TV next Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern. So things we're talking about today, I'm going to tell you what's going on with the Final Cut Pro Summit this year. But specifics are going to have to wait till Tuesday. I'm going to tell you some general things that are happening, and to let you know that it indeed is happening, but specifics are coming Tuesday. Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern we're scheduled for right now. If that doesn't change, we're going to have somebody from FMC on, questions and explanations of exactly what's going on. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but they have announced one of the things that they've announced is this. The Video Creators University, August the 24th to the 27th. Notice it says produced by Future Media Concepts in partnership with Apple. So this is still Apple and FMC working together. I said earlier this year, pay attention to this relationship because this is what's been going on. So this is Video Creator University. You can go to that website. Actually, let me just turn this. I'll take this out of here. It's just videocreatoruniversity.com is where that is. And that's coming up in LA in the end of August. There also is a free online version if you want to partake of that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We did a whole episode on that last couple weeks ago. We are here today to talk about the FCP Summit. The Summit. Now, I did this graphic that says FCP Summit World Tour. World Tour. World Tour. That's what's happening. There's a couple of things. There's a lot of things that are different this year. There's no summit in Cupertino like there has been in the past. Thomas Collins says, beautiful summer day here in Winthrop, Massachusetts. There you go. Northeast or southeast? I am right in the middle, right above, north of Washington, D.C., and like northwest of Baltimore. So I sit right up like a line. You can go to either city, Washington or Baltimore. That's where I am. So I'm like in the middle. I'm right below the Mason-Dixon line, if you know what that is, Civil War terms. So that's where I am. So the FCP Summit, Final Cut Pro Summit, it's not called the Global Summit this year. It's not called the Creative Summit, which has been called in the past. It's been called the Global Summit, the Creative Summit. This year, it's called the Final Cut FCP Summit World Tour. World Tour. That's the secret. I'm going to tell you the generic details about it, but we're going to wait till next Tuesday at 5 o'clock for specifics of exactly what's going on, because I'm having somebody from FMC on, and we'll interview them and let them tell us exactly what's going on. But one thing I do know, and I can tell you, there is no Final Cut Pro Summit like there has been in the past. In the past, we all gathered at Cupertino. We all went to One Infinite Loop. We went to the Apple Spaceship Campus store that they had. We had a presentation by the Final Cut Pro team. We had a private session with the Final Cut Pro team. That's not what's happening this year. This year is different. This year is different. But it is a worldwide tour this year. That's what interests me. It is a worldwide tour. It is indeed. So let's go. Let me see, what do we want to do first? Here's what was happening around my yard this last week. So that tree that he is getting ready to work on was dying, and it was dropping very big branches, 8-inch diameter branches, 10-inch diameter branches. It was dropping them in areas that I mow the grass and areas where the garden was. And it was dying from the top down, so it had to be taken down. We had 3 trees taken down. One was completely dead. It's been dead for a while. That was taken down. That one that you just saw was the biggest one, and that had branches dying from the top, dropping very, very large branches. The second, there was another one adjacent to that one that was also dying from the top. Apparently, that's what oak trees do. They get to a certain age and they die from the top down. And that one could have struck the house if it was blown over. That one could have struck the house if it was blown over. So that one was taken down as well. Now, after I had it 2 weeks ago, I had that taken care of. We had a very severe storm 2 days ago. Hurricane force or tornado force winds didn't hit where I live specifically, but it hit the county that I live in very specifically. People have been without power for 48 hours. Some are still without power. I heard of some kind of figure where 60,000 people lost their power from that storm. So that's one of the comforts of taking that oak tree down. Now I started out with 30 oak trees on the property. So I still have 24, something like that, large oak trees. So let's go back and just see. So that was that one. Here's a section of them taking that section of that down with the crane. And then here's the oak tree. Here is the oak tree on the ground. This is that section on the ground. What they did is they brought it down in big sections and they cut it up on the ground. I've kept the firewood at this point. I've kept that. So that's what's been happening around here. We had some excitement. It was a little bit of money, that's for sure, but it had to be done because those oak trees are 100 foot in the air and they drop branches and it'll do some damage if it hits somebody. It'll do some real damage, or if not, it could even, whatever. There's a big 8, 10, 12-inch oak branches that are 100 feet in the air. When they come down, they poke holes in the ground and stuff. But anyway, that's what's been going on around here. As a matter of fact, you can see, let's look at this. This is the backyard. Now, you can't see where the oak tree was. The oak tree is actually a good bit to the right. But if you look in the upper right-hand corner, there is like an opening in the sky that didn't used to be there, because that's where that oak tree was. That's where that oak tree was. Let me see if I can put this more. There we go. That's where the oak tree was. So anyway, some of you have been to the Creative Summit or the Final Cut Pro Summit over the years. Some of you have been there. I've been 4 times, 5 times. It's 2016, I believe. Huh, that's interesting. Comments are not coming through for some odd reason. They stopped coming through. I'm not sure why, but the comments are not coming through so that I can put them on the chat. But we had a comment that said, hello, everybody, from Garrett. And says, Final Cut Pro Summit World Tour. Yes, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And he says, that's a bummer. No trip to Cupertino this fall. Bruce Babcock Jr. says, I really figured with the new developer center being up and running, it would be a prime spot. You know what? I'm going to pull these up. I don't know why they're not coming through, but I think I can pull them up. I can. Let me pull these up. I'll put them on the screen. Let me see how I'm going to do that. I don't know why they stopped coming up. They're not coming into the chat right now for some reason. Let me see here a second. So I'll do this for the time being. Bruce Babcock says, that's a bummer, no trip to Cupertino this fall. It kind of is. I really figured with the new developer center being up and running, it would be a prime spot to host an event like the summit. Indeed. It's not the same summit that has been in the past. That's unfortunate. The good thing is, it is indeed in person. So far, it's in person. I mean, something could change and they could not make it in person. So I'm going to pull these comments. I don't know why the comments are not coming up. I'm going to post them right now, bring them up there. We're going to do that. I'll have to do it by hand, a different way than I normally do. So let me take this out of here and we'll put this one up. These are the next 3 comments. It says, did you keep the wood? I did indeed. I did indeed keep the wood. Let me just see if I can. Cameras. Let me see if I can do that. I can. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, so yes, I did indeed keep the wood. I asked my neighbor who's been involved with me, when we take trees down, we split it and then we, he has a splitter, we split it, he takes half, I take half, I pay him some money for his time and effort. It says damage on the house would cost you more, plus this one was in proximity to the house. This is the only one that's a real danger. It would have cost a lot. I only see 3 comments past the one you just read. I'm putting them up manually now. I don't know why. They're not coming in, but they're not. But we'll keep coming back to this point. We'll put them up here. I don't know why. It's the internet. Something's going on. But so let me just play a couple more videos. These are videos. Let me see here. Well, this is a sunrise I had. It's just really, really beautiful the other day. So I get up in the morning and I go out running. And I was going to go out walking. I don't run anymore. Going to go out walking the other morning and this beautiful sunrise was there. So I stopped and took a quick video. This was right at the beginning of my walk in the morning, right at the very beginning. Look at that sky. Now that's the day after the storms. That's the morning after the storms we had. So that sky was absolutely gorgeous. So those of you who have been to the summit, have you been to the summit? Like I said, there's no summit in Cupertino this year. We were going to go the last couple years. They were trying to work it out, so we got to go to the spaceship campus, but it never quite worked out. Never quite worked out. So let me play, now I'm going to play a video let me show you those who haven't seen the summit. Those who have not seen the summit, I got a few clips that I'll play. So this is me interviewing the Blackmagic design, use it as quick clips. This is the Summit 2019, and I ask her a specific question that all Final Cut Pro editors want to know. We're live on Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, hi.
There's one question that Final Cut Pro editors want to know. When is B-Raw coming to Final Cut Pro?
I wish I knew. I don't know.
I wish I knew, I don't know. So not only Final Cut Pro people will come to the summit, other vendors do as well. Blackmagic was there last time, and I was pleasantly surprised. They have third-party vendors there. Luma Fusion was there, and Ceramonic was there. other vendors have been there as well, third-party vendors. So our friend, let me just post these comments. I don't know why they're not coming through, but I'll do it manually. I will put them up manually until, I don't know why. It just stopped. It stopped working. Don't have any idea why. Graphics, here we go. These are the next comments. Lucky enough, you are all okay. Absolutely. Better to be safe. Good call. Do I want to take the trees down? No, I don't. But I have to for safety reasons. Better call Saul when a tree lands on the studio. Absolutely. Better call Saul. Let's go back to the video. We have another one to play. My friend Steve Martin.
Facebook right now.
YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, simultaneously. Are we in frame?
He has a GH5.
I know. I brought a GH4 and GH5 here for the last 3 times, but this time I said, you know what? This stuff just goes to YouTube.
So we have another comment. I'm going to play a couple of clips from the summit previously, then we're going to get into the specifics of exactly what's going on with the summit in 2022, which is what the reason you're all here for. Garrett says, can I assume the summit will be an event like Dan organized, FCP Super Meet? It is not. It is not going to be like the Super Meet. Not going to be like the Super Meet. We'll get into that. Let me play a couple more clips from previous summits, and then we'll get into the specifics of the summit in 2022.
At least there was one update to Final Cut Pro today then. No comment.
No comments. I love seeing. I thought I.
We're live. We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yes, we're live. That's why I said no comment.
No comment.
No comment.
You're supposed to tell people when you're live.
Well, that's what the microphone is, Michael. You know what a microphone is?
Recorded?
It's recorded and live.
Who's watching?
I'm not sure.
How many are watching?
Oh, I don't know. There'll be hundreds by the time tomorrow morning. This is Michael Yanovich, a 27-year Avid editor who switched to Final Cut Pro 10.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's our friend Michael Yanovich, a former Avid editor. He still edits in Avid when he has to, but he switched over to Final Cut Pro 10. And this, once again, this is to give you a feel for what the summit used to be. Now, this was Expo night. All the vendors are there. There's food there. It's a giant party. And that's the Saturday night. It was a great night. That was one of the favorite nights. I've streamed live from there every time I've been there. I've streamed live 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. I've streamed live all 4 times. I have many, many hours of videos from the FCP Summit over the years. Many, many hours. 20, 30 hours of video, mostly behind the scenes kinds of things. I don't film the actual presentations and stuff. That's not what I was there for. So, another video.
Would be nice though.
So you have an accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Norway. Can't you tell?
We're live.
Tell.
Well, I knew you were from the LA area.
Yeah.
And you're Torgrim Grimstad?
Yeah, repeat after me. Torgrim Grimstad.
Grim.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So I spent all my savings coming here.
All your savings.
Yeah.
Isn't this great? This part great?
I love it. I love it. It's nice to get to know the community.
Absolutely.
So that's our friend Torgrim Grimstad. He told me how to pronounce his name, but I didn't. I got it pretty well. Pretty good for an American speaking. Let me pull this comment up. We'll go to another comment here. This is interesting. I have to do this. I don't know why they stopped coming that I can put them on. Do you think it's worth buying a 2019 Mac Pro that is used for $6,000 or a Mac Studio for the same dollars? It depends on what you're doing. Oh, there we go. We're getting the comments again. So it depends on what you're doing. Do you need PCIe slots? Do you need PCIe slots? If you need PCIe slots, the 2019 Mac Pro is the only way to go. It has 8 of them. I have one, and I have my 2021 MacBook Pro. Going forward, I don't know which way I'm going to go. I don't know. We got another comment. Look at this. Spencer Lewis. Hello from Hot Wayne. Hello from Hot Wayne from Philly. Okay, I'm not sure what Hot Wayne is. I'm not sure what that is, but now I don't know why that one came through. Hello from Philly, it is hot. You know what's weird is that one came through here. Oh, that's Facebook. That's why. That's Facebook, huh? So the YouTube comments are not coming through, but the Facebook comments are coming through. Isn't that interesting? See, this one's a Facebook. You can see the little icon down there in the corner. But they're not coming through from YouTube. Well, nothing I can do about that. We will go back here to another comment. I got another comment here. I'll put them up manually until unless they correct themselves. I don't know if they're going to or not. Probably not for this stream for some reason. I don't know. Loved FCP Expo. Was there the year the fires are so bad you could barely breathe outside? That was 2018 or 2018, I think it was. Or might have been 2017 or 2018, but it wasn't 2019. Yeah. That was when I first got introduced to a N95 mask. Because they said if you're sensitive to smoke, to get some of these N95 masks and bring them with you. Well, I worked construction all through the 90s, and I used to wear N95 masks. I had a couple of boxes of those. This is pre-COVID. So I brought some with me. I didn't need them. When I got to Cupertino, it was a little bit hazy during the day. You could see the haze in the atmosphere. But I didn't really need them per se. All right, a couple more videos, and then we're going to get on to the specifics of what's going on with the summit. Chris Fenwick giving away prizes. Standing on his tall maker that he made. This person won a Blackmagic eGPU. And they're getting the picture there for publicity, and Chris directs them, show them what the front box should be. So that was fun. And we got one more, I think. This is the lobby of the Juniper Hotel where we stayed. This is the lobby. It's beautiful. They had a little fireplace there. This is a lounge area. Little fireplace for atmosphere. They didn't need it for heat, obviously. And then that went right to outside. So we have a question here. 2 comments. I'm going to bring them up. 2 comments. I'm going to bring them up. I have to do it manually because they're not coming through. Only YouTube comments are coming through. Hi from Toronto, by the way. How you doing in Toronto? I don't know what season. Is it summertime there? Eric Emmerich says, FCP tour coming to my town Orlando, Florida. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, Eric. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say on that. We're going to find out right now. We're going to bring it up right now. So, Facebook comments coming through, YouTube comments are not coming through. I have to pay attention. Let me pull this up. Here, let's try this one. Here we go. So Final Cut TV, that's where we are right now. The FC, this is the official announcement, though that's not official. I mean, it's forthcoming. It's called the Apple Training and Certification World Tour. All right, let me just get this shrunk down a little bit. Apple Training and Certification World Tour. So what they're doing is they're keeping the FCP Global Summit moniker, or just the FCP Summit, and they've added Apple Training and Certification World Tour. All right. So here's the description of it. But once again, Tuesday, 5 o'clock Eastern, somebody from FMC will be on Final Cut TV live with me, and we'll be able to ask specific questions. I'm not answering specific questions yet today. We'll find out specifics. I'm telling you some things, but we'll tell you specifics on Tuesday when we have FMC actually here. Right? Yes. So Apple Training Certification World Tour. They've called it a World Tour. Apple and FMC, let me turn that camera off. Apple and FMC are pleased to announce the FCP Summit World Tour, which will feature cutting-edge training sessions and details surrounding the new Final Cut Pro certifications. Okay, so that's one of the descriptions. One day in-person training. One day in-person training events traveling to 10 different cities. October 2022 to February 2023. October 2022. I'm going to put these comments up to February 2023. So this is different than what they've had in the past. Eric Emmerich says, FCP tour coming to my town, Orlando, Florida. Stay tuned. Bruce Babcock, how far will I have to travel to attend in California? Once again, stay tuned. That's exactly what we're getting into next. One day in-person training events traveling to 10 different cities, October 2022 to February 2023. Los Angeles. There's the answer. This is the answer to one of the questions. How far will you have to travel? LA. This is where the tour is going to stop. New York. The tour is going to stop. These are all one-day events. This is not like the Creative Summit. This is one-day events. Chicago. Orlando. Who said something about Orlando? Eric Emmerich. The tour, the Final Cut World Tour is stopping in Orlando. Austin, Texas. Tony Gallardo could be at the one in Austin, Texas. London. It is making a stop overseas in London. Tokyo. Stopping over there in Tokyo. Let's do this. Comments. Very nice. I hope they visit Amsterdam. Darn, no more hour drive to Cupertino. I don't know how far LA is. Eric Emmerich says bingo because it's coming to Orlando. Michael Coy says woot woot. There you go. We're not done yet. Almost. Madrid. It's going to Madrid, Spain. And Paris. Paris, France, of course. And one more place, it's going to Berlin, Germany. Now, they are the places that's scheduled to go right now. FCPGlobalSummit.com. The website is not up yet. Berlin, Paris, Madrid, Tokyo, London, Austin, Orlando, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles. One-day in-person training event, traveling. That's really weird. That thing came on by itself again. I don't know why it comes on by itself, but it does. One-day in-person training event, traveling to 10 different cities, October 2022 to February 2023. Now, like I said, this is not the same as the summit has been in the past. It's not the same. That was the event that I would go to in Cupertino. It was my favorite event of the year. I'm not clear. We're going to find out more on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have somebody from FMC come on here, and we're going to find out specifics of how exactly these events are happening. So we have some more comments. So we have some more comments. So the comments are, glad to see so many more people will be able to attend something local to them, Seattle or Vancouver. So the thing is, it's not the same event. This is not the same event that's had in the past. In the past, you had 3 dozen high-profile Final Cut Pro people teaching classes, were there in person, and there was 3 days of events, including a trip to Apple Spaceship Campus, including a presentation from the Final Cut Pro team, including a private session with the Final Cut Pro team. And like I said in the video, I think I said it in the video, well, I didn't say it in the video, but you could get up in the morning, go across the lobby outside the courtyard. There's a little place called it's a little French place, Le Boulanger or Boulangère, and you could have coffee with anybody that you wanted, all these high-profile people. I had, for example, we've had, usually had dinner with Philip Hodgetts, Greg Clark, Serena Catania, Brad Olson, myself. We'd go out for dinner some nights, and everybody can join in on these events. The group of people would go out and have dinner. In the mornings, you could go to get bagels and coffee and stuff. That's not what this new one is. This new one is a singular one-day training. They're bringing the training into these cities. I don't know who's going to be teaching them. I'm sure they're going to have some good teachers. We're going to find out the specifics on Tuesday. FMC is going to be here on Tuesday. So we will find out more specifics other than what I've already told you just generically. But I've told you the cities. Now, here's the thing. Last year, in June, FMC was planning on doing a hybrid event. They were planning on doing a hybrid FCP Summit event. And that changed because of COVID. It changed to an all virtual event. There was no in-person component to it. Can that happen again? Yes, of course it can. It certainly can happen again, but there's no sense in having a worldwide tour, a virtual one. You can do that from one location on one day. This is 10 locations over a period of from October to February, a couple times, whatever that is, 2 or 3 times per month. They're going to pack up, bring their people, do the one-day sessions. You can get your certifications. You can take an exam then, or you can take an exam. You can get a voucher for an exam. So Apple is involved with that, for sure. They're involved with this whole process. The interesting thing is, this is not the thing that Apple was talking about doing, workshops for professional film and TV people. That's not what these are. These are Final Cut Pro certifications, the courses that Future Media conferences and Apple have developed to continue Final Cut Pro education, to get certified and things. That's not the same as what Apple was already talking about. They're talking about visiting high-profile people, so I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know when that's going to be announced. Apple didn't have a timetable. Will Apple still reiterate Ripple training overview video for the latest version of Final Cut Pro? I'm being overly snarky, laughing out loud. Overly snarky. Well, Ripple is on the website under training for Final Cut Pro. Apple's website, it's there. So the Ripple training is not. It's not in competition with Future Media Conferences. Future Media Conferences does the in-person training, classrooms, gets the instructor. For example, Steve Martin's going to be teaching at their upcoming event in Los Angeles, the Video Creators event. Steve Martin's teaching at that. So I don't think... Let's see what we have here. A couple more comments we're going to bring up on the screen. I got to do it manually. I don't know why. My comment came through, then they stopped coming through. So we'll do this. I would expect that attendees would come out of the day training with some level of certification. Well, there's a couple of steps to the certification. Number one, you take the class. Number two, you got to pass the exam. Taking the class doesn't guarantee you pass the exam, as you all know. You could take a class in college, but it doesn't mean you're going to pass the exam. What I've done in the past, they're going to probably offer I don't know if they're going to offer the exam at those locations or give you a voucher to take the exam at some future time. I've usually wanted to study after I've taken classes when I first started doing my exams. The exception being, I was in New York at Apple headquarters when I got my Final Cut Pro trainer exam. That was Final Cut Pro version 5, not 10.5, version 5. So I got a Final Cut Pro trainer exam at Apple headquarters in New York. And they did offer the exam at the end of it was 3 days or 4 days. I don't remember. That's the last time I've been in New York. And 3 or 4 days. And then at the end, you took the exam. And if you failed the exam, you had the option to come back after 7 days, give you 7 days of studying. And then you could retake the exam. Now, here's the thing. My class had maybe 15, 16 people in it. 2 of us passed the exam. 2 out of about 15 or 16 people in that. This is an Apple trainer exam. It's not the same exam as the end user exam, which are these classes. We haven't seen anything about a trainer exam yet. But 2 out of 15 passed the exam. I was one of them. And there's a guy from Canada who also passed that exam. Everybody else had to wait 7 days, go back home. There's some kind of a contact information, and they would give you a voucher or something. Got some more comments. A lot of comments here. I'm going to bring them up since they're not coming through. I don't know why. Graphics. Pull them up here. The Apple location in Amsterdam is beautiful. I really hope they add that location to the list. That's interesting. They didn't have Amsterdam. Amsterdam's a very popular place. Jaden says, Steve Martin personally won me back to Final Cut Pro many years ago. Can't say enough good things about him. Absolutely. I'm good friends with Steve Martin. And absolutely, Ripple training is great. Steve is great. I was more joking about how last year's Apple Demo Day felt very similar to the info Ripple gave in their 10.6 overview video. Yes. The Apple team presentations that you guys have had for the last 2 years for the Global Summit, the virtual ones, it's not the same as what we had when we're in person. When we're in person, we have two things that happen. Number one, we went to Apple campus, 2 buses, 50 people in each bus, 60 people in each bus. We'd go there, we'd get Apple badges, we'd go to the Apple campus, and then we would, let me pull that up, then we would go and see the Final Cut Pro team presentation in person at One Infinite Loop. Now, we were supposed to go, let me just pull this up. We were supposed to go a couple times. We were told that we were going to the spaceship campus. That did not happen. That did not happen. Let me see here. I got a lot of videos. I did a lot of live streaming. Here we go. I'm going to give you an example here. We're going to play this. So let me see, pull this up. There we go. This is at the Apple Store. We got to go to the Apple Store. So this is the crowd at the Apple Store. Now, why isn't that? I'm not sure why that's not playing. But this is us at the Apple Store. This is the crowd that we had. And for some reason, the audio is not playing on that. But we got to go at the Apple Store. Let me see if I have any other ones. Why wasn't that playing? Oh, I know why. Well, anyway, you don't have to watch that. So the difference is the summit in the past was different than what's happening now. What's happening now is a world tour. They're stopping in 10 different cities. They're bringing this Apple certification training there. If you want to get the training, they're going to have, some people are going to be there. I'm pretty sure that the Final Cut Pro team's not going to travel to the places. So we got to see the Final Cut Pro team. We got to see a presentation at Apple campus. You got to mingle with 24 to 36 Final Cut Pro personalities. Let's call them personalities. Steve Martin and lots of people. Sometimes Alex Gollner was there. Other people were there. Ian Anderson was always there. So we got to, mix and have lunch and stuff with different people. Most of these people were training. They were doing training sessions. I don't know what that's going to look like in the different cities. For example, in London, I expect some people from London to maybe be teaching a couple of the sessions. New York, it's East Coast. Maybe Sam Messman will be there. Sam Messman's now on the East Coast. Orlando, I don't know who's down there in Orlando, but whoever's down there, maybe to pull local people or bring some people in for the one-day session. But the session is all training. I don't think they're going to have expos and things at those dates, but we'll find out more on Tuesday when Future Media Concepts is actually here. There's the backyard. There's some birds out there. You can see in the back, the middle right-hand corner, right-hand area is our garden. We're getting some stuff out there. So what do you think? What does everybody think about this FCP Summit World Tour? What do you think about it? It's different. It's different. Garrett says, I'm more focusing on the keyboard shortcuts. Last week, watched a video of Levi Allen. Pretty good stuff. Also discovered a way to scroll the timeline. Press Shift. Use the left scroll wheel on the Logic mouse. Press Shift and left scroll wheel. Oh, that's interesting. I don't have a Logic mouse. Left scroll wheel. Huh. Well, I think a scrolling timeline is forthcoming. I have no doubt that's already in there somewhere. That's what they say. It's already in there. It's already in there. What else do we have? All right, we got a good question from Daniel Suzuki, and I don't know the answer to it. He says, any word on motion certification? For this tour, I don't know. I haven't heard of anything about motion certification. It's the FCP Summit Apple Training Certification World Tour. I don't know. Maybe Oliver Peters in Orlando. I just don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I don't know if they're going to pull local trainers or whatever to come and teach at these things. I would imagine they will have some staple Final Cut Pro trainers from within Future Media Concepts. I've taught for Future Media Concepts in DC, Chicago, and New Jersey. Was it New Jersey? I think I taught one. So I've taught. I'm an Apple certified trainer for Final Cut Pro, and I've taught their classes. So I'm not sure who. We're going to find out Tuesday. Okay? We're going to have Future Media Concepts on here Tuesday at 5 o'clock, and they will be able to answer specific questions like those last two. Great questions. Great questions on motion certification, and maybe Oliver Peters in Orlando. I suspect, I don't know if the 10 days and the 10 cities that they're going to be visiting will be the same curriculum each time or different classes each time. I don't know. I do not know the answer to that. So let's go back real quick. We're going to go through this one more time. Pleased to announce Final Cut feature cutting-edge training sessions, details surrounding the new Final Cut Pro certifications. That certainly could include motion. Certainly could. One-day in-person training event traveling to 10 different cities, October to February 2023. Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Orlando, Austin, London, Tokyo, Madrid, Paris, and Berlin. That's what's on the schedule right now. These are in person. They might, I don't think they're going to have a virtual. Well, they are going to have a virtual component because you can sign up for free. Let's go over there and look at that. Let me see where that. Oh, but by the way, before I get off here, one more thing I want to show you. So I came across this today. Brett FX has this really cool plugin called Splits 2. It's on sale, $20.99. So I bought this today. It's a split screen. It's a very customizable split screen plugin. It's on sale for $20.99, and you get the power guides. Summer bonus, get power guides free with any purchase. So you get the power guides too, and normally that's $10 by itself. You add it to the cart and it's automatically zeroed out for you. So this is over there at brettfx.com. Just wanted to bring that up before I got off here. This is a cool little splits. They have vertical and horizontal things. And let me just see what's going on here. So this is the Video Creators University I was talking about. This is not the same. This is not part of the world tour, but it kind of is. This is the beginning, but this is different. They're going to have 2 days of create content that resonates. So there's Steve Martin, like I said. He's coming over there. Nick Haraz, he's the one that's going to be here on Tuesday from Future Media Concepts, and we'll ask him all kinds of questions. Who should attend, when and where? This is August 24th to the 27th, 2022. This is LA and online, both. Here's how you can join, either in person or LA. Passes, Video Creator University offered on location, LA and online. Book your pass today. Online general access pass is free. VIP access pass. So look, if you take this version, it includes Final Cut Pro certification exam, which is that value, $149. It also includes Final Cut Pro certification prep course recording, event swag, access to 2 full days online sessions, August 24th and 25th. Now what happens this? Los Angeles Access Pass. This is what the Access Pass is. Everything there, but you get access to Expo Night and event swag, and then VIP access plan, everything. Access to 1 full day in-person training in LA on August 27th, dedicated front row seating. And Expo Night event swag, access to VIP lunches and meet and greets. Access to VIP lunches and meet and greets. So that's what this is happening. This is not officially part of the world tour, but this is 3 days, not 2 days. Oh, look, we got another comment from YouTube. Finally, that is interesting. We got a YouTube comment. That's cool. So they're back again. Michael says, love BrettFX plugins. There's about half a dozen of plugin manufacturers that I support all the time. BrettFX is one, LenoFX is one, of course, Ripple Training, Motion VFX, and maybe 1 or 2 other ones that I buy a lot from. And I have a lot of plugins. 1,500 plugins, maybe something like that. I have a lot of plugins. I wish there was a way to manage those plugins. I don't know if Final Cut loads them all up every time it opens or not. Sometimes it seems like it does. It takes so long. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? I don't know why we had no comments, and then Gert posts one and it comes back. Let me see if mine comes in. Yep, they're coming in from YouTube now. See, this is the weird. Pixel perfect. Yes, absolutely. Pixel perfect. There's a lot of, if I see a plugin and then I see it, maybe it's on sale or something. I don't buy every plugin, but I buy a lot of them. I like titles a lot. This new one from Brett FX looks really cool. It's on sale. And they give you another free plugin. So, anyway, I think that's enough for today. Tuesday, 5 p.m., which is a little later than usual, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to have FMC on here. They're going to be able to answer your questions, the specific questions. All right, everyone. My name is Richard Taylor, as you know. This is Final Cut TV. Don't forget Final Cut Pro Radio. The podcast is out there. 1.2 million downloads of my podcasts. That is out there as well. I'm putting another one out in a couple of weeks, in a week or two. But anyway, I'm going to head out of here for the time being. If anything happens that's breaking, I will be back. I will be back next Tuesday with FMC, and we'll answer specific questions, get a better idea of how this is going to work, including the university plugin. Look, we got another comment. Nice job, Richard. Thank you very much. We're getting comments now. No comments the whole stream, and now we're getting the YouTube comments again. Certification of FCP is nice. It might bring work, but I'm more interested in the content creation part. The certification is nice, but you always learn something. I could take one of those classes, even though I'm an actual person who would teach one of those classes. I could take one of those classes and still learn something. You always learn things. You always learn things in those classes. It's not just the certification. It's gaining knowledge from people that know how to teach the class. Plus, on top of that, you can get a Final Cut Pro certification. All right, everyone. I guess we will see you next Tuesday, if not before. If anything happens, Final Cut, if Final Cut gets updated, listen, 2019, they put out 10.4.9 at the end of August. Now, as far as I know, they've never put an update out in August before. People are on vacation, whatever. 10.7 is going to be coming out in the fall. This is me saying that. 10.7 will be coming out in the fall around an Apple event when they bring out the new M2 Macs, whether that's a new Mac Mini M2, whether that's a new... people are saying that the Mac Pro M2 is going to be coming out. We'll have to see about that. Whether I buy one or not, I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied with my MacBook Pro for the time being. We'll have to see how things go. But I'm saying Final Cut Pro 7 in the fall around an Apple event. Between now and then, we certainly could see Final Cut Pro 10.6.4. Is that what we are? 10.6.4 would be the next update. And it certainly could have another couple of features the way 10.6.2 did. 10.6.2 brought a stoop detection and that fantastic voice isolation. So we could see 10.6.4 between now and October, November. Absolutely. Give us a couple more features. We like that. And then we'll have to see what 10.7 brings in the fall. Anyway, everybody, my name's Richard Taylor. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you the next time.